Yeah, anytime you need me to come back, just give me.
This is Happy Half Hour, a Peoria Life web show brought to you by Enjoy Peoria.
Hello and welcome to Happy Half Hour. On this week's episode, we learn about a fun new endeavor from our friends at the Hive. Later, we get in the holiday spirit in East Peoria with one of the biggest holiday events around, the Festival of Lights. We'll also fill your free time with some amazing events coming up this week. So let's sit back and relax and let's have a happy half hour. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Nick Welch at Tannins and Hops, modern day speakeasy down on State and Water, and this is the Wambacher Sour. The original drink was invented around Prohibition. It was created by the same bartender that created this Manhattan. He lived in Chicago. A bartender in New York ripped off his recipe, renamed it the New York Sour. So we decided to rename it the Wambacher Sour in honor of Marty Wambacher, meanwhile back in Peoria. It's been our most popular drink. A lot of it's the presentation, just the fact that one, it's a whiskey cocktail, and two, you get that nice float of red wine. If you get things just in the right proportion, it's gonna taste good. Cheers.
Welcome back to Happy Half Hour. Some of us aren't the most artistic people out there. I'm guilty as charged. I'm definitely one of those that is artistically challenged. However, our friends at the Hive can make anyone look like a modern day Picasso or O'Keeffe. The Hive offers art classes with instructors who guide you through the painting process. You get to go home with a cool painting. The Hive is starting on a new endeavor, however. Joining us to talk more about that is owner Jody Takas. Jody, thank you again for coming back on. I know you were one of our first partners that came on the show back in January to help us, get this going, and we're happy to have you back.
Well, pleasure to be here, Andrew.
So the first question, for those who don't know about the Hive, what is a Hive?
Well, the Hive used to be an art studio and gallery. We no longer have the brick and mortar space, so now we're just an art studio and we're mobile. So we offer all kinds of different classes and events and parties.
So that's like, it's a big endeavor to go through, doing this and going to the going mobile and going to some of those remote locations. What is the main change between how the Hive originally operated and what it will be like in the future?
Well, when we opened, we hoped to be like a venue for all different kinds of classes and all ages, all abilities, but mainly a gallery for emerging artists. So we would have high school students. We would have maybe seniors who had just retired, somebody who might not be able to get into another gallery. So we will no longer have a gallery space, and we'll miss that. But we have, since probably about a year after we opened, gone off-site on occasion. So we'll be doing strictly that. I'll be working less, and I no longer have my helper who really got the classes up and going from the beginning, Ellie Herget. So miss Ellie, but I do have another artist friend who's going to help me, with some new classes.
So who's the mobile I guess it's called the mobile studio, correct?
Sure.
Who's it going to serve?
It will actually serve anyone. We work with all ages, so from toddlers. We do kids' birthday parties. In fact, I have 2 scheduled for December already. Seniors, I go out to nursing homes and retirement homes. I'll be going to St. Francis of the Woods tomorrow.
Cool.
Do a lot with St. Augustine. Done corporate team building, girls' night out, bachelorette parties, pretty much you name it. Special needs I work with on a regular basis. So when I leave here, I go directly to community workshop. I'll be working with them twice a month, Senior World.
And that's awesome. I mean, just reaching out to everyone. It's not just a girls' night out kind of
No.
thing or team building. And I feel like going mobile, that's going to help you reach even a bigger audience because then, not everyone can make it down to downtown Peoria all the time. But,
Sure.
if, for some that can, this will help them get to
And they get to pick the venue. So it can be their home. So the 2 birthday parties that I'm doing, one is going to be at a home, another's going to be actually at a school. So, yeah.
So I know you kind of touched on that, you can hold them anywhere. I mean, is that like, if someone wants to do that, they pick the location, or is it?
They pick the location, yes. And my former neighbor at the Rhythm Kitchen, Shelley Lanzini, she's offered up her back space to do classes there. I can do something at St. Augustine, just really, I've done things at the Civic Center, hotels, restaurants, so gone off-site often,
Yeah.
in the past, so that'll continue.
And that helps. You kind of know how to do that already, so it's
Oh,
not like
yeah.
it's like a totally new thing.
I've got it down to a science. I've got my little checklist, everything I pack up and carry in.
Perfect. So what are some of your favorite memories of the Hive, and yeah?
So some of the things that mean a lot to me that can actually continue just in a different location was, of course, I enjoyed all of the birthdays, whether it was a kid's party or a senior. But then there were special occasions. We actually had 2 marriage proposals take place in our studio. We had an engagement party there. We even had a very small wedding reception in that place. So those kind of things can take place elsewhere. And then the other end of the spectrum, we actually had a celebration of life that was very meaningful. A group of friends who had lost a friend. Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's it's really cool to see that, like, I mean, even celebration of life engagements.
Yeah.
Like, you're part of someone's special moment. Like, whether it's good or bad, it's an important
And
moment.
that's been huge. That's been very enriching for me. Something else that I've done is helped with people. I am not a trained art therapist. I don't profess to be, but I've actually had counselors that have recommended me to work with people who have undergone some type of trauma, both physical and emotional. So that's been very rewarding for me as well as for the individuals. So.
Well, I know you brought some props. I kind of want to see some of these.
Well, sure. Well, like I said, I'm going to be leaving from here, going straight out to community workshop, working with my friends. Today we're doing an owl. This one is actually a mixed media piece. I don't know that we'll get to the mixed media piece today. It really depends on how quickly we work. But so focusing on complementary colors. So each time we try to work on a new skill or a little bit of knowledge. So doing that today. Something that's been super popular, and I'm going to continue to offer that, is the paint pouring classes. They're crazy fun. We've even done them where we pour on other objects outside of canvases.
Oh, cool.
So
Excellent.
paint pouring, nice, bright. You never know. It's kind of like life. You never know how they're going to turn out.
Yeah.
You have these plans.
It makes each one unique, right?
Oh, they're all very unique. Yeah,
So.
yeah. And they just seem to get better with each group that comes in. And then this is from a yoga art class that we had. And so one of the things I was going to mention is my friend Ellen Vosberg, who is a local yogi and an artist. We combine yoga and painting.
Cool.
And so we're going to continue to do that. One of our favorite
Awesome.
activities was, we did it with both adults and the kids' yoga art birthday party that we had was a lot of fun.
Well, they're
So,
both relaxing.
yeah,
so.
oh, you bet, you bet.
Well, one thing I noticed, not just seeing these, but firsthand, like I said earlier, I'm not that. I mean, I'm a creative person, but when it comes to like art, I can't really put it down on painting canvas. My dad wasn't like that either, but he used to watch Bob Ross all the time, and he would do it. I feel like this takes it a step above, because when you're watching him on TV, you can think you're doing it right, but you don't have him
It's
watch.
nice to have someone that can kind of guide you a little bit. I do like the people who come in and work with me to try to do their own thing. A lot of times where they want to be led through a painting, which I'm happy to do, but we don't want them all to be, like cookie cutter paintings that look exactly the same. So I always encourage people to put their own twist on it, to go with their own style. We all have different handwriting, so we're not going to have the same style.
And
We don't want to.
I mean, and I see that's totally noticeable. Like when you see like you go to your Facebook page and you see everyone holding up their paintings.
Right.
So it's not just the instructors doing different projects, but even one project, everyone's is going to look different, because everyone has like their different. And I know you guys really like to
Sure.
promote that with people. Like
Oh,
this is
yeah.
your
Just own
project. This is you make it yours. And so I think that's really cool. I know, like I said, not knowing how to do something like that and going in. doing it on my own, that would be pretty intimidating, you know, learning how to try to make something by myself. But you make it fun and you make it easy. How important is that?
It's very important because, I would be more comfortable creating on my own. Whereas what I've seen in the studio is sometimes people, they're sitting next to someone who maybe has a Master of Fine Art or just is super talented, does art a lot. And so they're intimidated by them. And I say, don't even look, just do your own thing, own it. This is you, that's part of who you are, and just embrace it. And as long as you're encouraging, it's not a high school art class, you're not getting graded, you're not getting judged. It's all about having fun, but learning to like art and appreciate art as well.
I would say, how important is that, being able to, get people who may have done art at one point or someone who has never done art before to get them into that and get them to appreciate it?
It's very important. In my opinion, art's good for the brain. It helps you look at nature and life in a different way.
Last question. If someone wants to reserve, the Hive or wants them to come to their party, how can people do that?
Very easily. Even if you don't have a computer, we have a phone number. It's 309-360-4880. But we do have a website. We have a Facebook page. So I'm very easy to find.
And it's thehive305.com, right? That's the
That's
website.
correct.
Okay. So if you're interested and want to get Jody and her crew over for a party to do a paint night, just head over to hive305.com, check it out on Facebook. And I didn't memorize that phone number, but the phone number is probably online as well.
It is.
So excellent. Well, Jody, thank you again
Thanks
so much
for having me.
for joining
Yeah,
us. Stay
always a
tuned.
pleasure.
More happy half hours next.
Get out your calendars. We're about to fill your free time. Legendary Tonight Show host Jay Leno plays in Peoria at the Peoria Civic Center on Friday, November 9th. Leno returns to his roots of stand-up with his observational comedy style. Tickets are on sale now. Visit PeoriaCivicCenter.com for purchasing information. Want to see Peoria's all-veteran hockey team in action? Then head out to the Peoria Civic Center November 9th as the Peoria Iron Sights take on Chutes and Ladders, a Central Illinois all-first responders team. The team asks for a donation at the door. The game will benefit a mother who recently lost her son at the age of 2. Head over to the Peoria Iron Sights Facebook page to learn more. It's not too early to get into the holiday spirit in Pekin. Head out to the North Parkway Assembly of God for their annual Christmas Bazaar November 10th. Come shop for arts, crafts, gifts for the holidays, and some of the best homemade food in the town. Proceeds go back into the community through benevolence programs. Visit the Pekin Chamber of Commerce website for more. Speaking of holidays, be sure to mark your calendar for these staple events. The Festival of Lights Parade of Lights kicks off the season Saturday, November 17th. Join in the fun of Peoria's Santa Claus Parade, the longest running holiday parade in the country, on Friday, November 23rd. The fun continues that night in downtown Peoria with You'll Like Peoria from 6 to 9 p.m. Head to Pekin Sunday, November 26th for the Winter Wonderland Parade. Looking for more fun events? Head on over to our website, enjoypeoria.com, or visit us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Enjoy Peoria.
Welcome back to Happy Half Hour. One of the biggest holiday events in Peoria and the entire Midwest is East Peoria's Festival of Lights. Those of us who grew up here remember driving through the amazing light displays. Joining us to talk more about the Festival of Lights this year is Jill Peterson from the city of East Peoria. Jill, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, glad to have you. The kickoff event is the Parade of Lights. When is it this year?
The Parade of Lights is at 5:45 p.m. Saturday, November 17.
Okay, great. What is the route different this year? Is it same as it always has been, but for newcomers?
Changed the route just a little bit last year.
Okay.
It worked out very well, so we're doing that again. It's going to start very near the festival building at the intersection of Washington Street and Dolan's Lane by AutoZone.
Okay.
It will continue along Washington Street. It will pass East Peoria High School. It will get to the railroad tracks by Washington and Camp. It will go over the railroad tracks. And then when it gets to Taylor Street, it will turn onto Taylor Street and end near the post office.
Okay, great. Is there a new float this year?
Yes, we do
I was
have
saying,
a new
I thought
float.
I heard rumblings of a new float this year.
Santa has a new ride this year. We have a brand new Santa float. It's 54 feet long. Rudolph is 14 feet up in the air. We have illuminated packages in the sleigh with Santa, and the reindeer have animation, so they look like they're flying. It's going to be very, very pretty.
And I just, I think to myself every year, just the feat of engineering that is required into the building of these floats. I can't imagine
yes.
how much it takes, especially just keeping the old ones up, especially from when I was a kid, which was
Right.
a long time ago. But just adding new ones, it's amazing the amount of work that goes into these. Now, the trademark event is the Winter Wonderland every year.
Yes.
When does that open?
Felipe's Winter Wonderland opens Thanksgiving night at 5 p.m., and it will be open every night through New Year's Eve.
Okay. Now, anyone that lives in East Peoria and, for us locals in the area know that weekends are swamped. It
Yes.
seems like, Springfield Hill is just as lit up
Yes.
as the drive-through
Somebody
display.
posted one time it was the Festival of Taillights.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's brilliant.
Yeah.
For locals, do you have a good night that you recommend for people to go?
Yes, we recommend Monday night. That is one of our slower nights. And this year we have a special incentive. It's Chick-fil-A Monday.
Okay.
The East Peoria Chick-fil-A is going to give every vehicle that comes through the Winter Wonderland every Monday night free dessert. So every vehicle will get up to 2 free desserts while supplies last. It's
Okay.
good at the East Peoria Chick-fil-A. So we're very thankful to them
Yeah,
for trying
absolutely.
this. It gives the local people a reason to come up on Mondays, or even if you're coming from out of town, maybe you'll try Monday night instead of the weekends.
Absolutely.
We do encourage people when they come on the weekend to avoid the hill, take Interstate Exit 98
Okay.
and come down Muller Road and then come down Springfield Road to get to the display. We just ask that they do not block residents' driveways or side streets so the residents who live there can get into their homes.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, with the Chick-fil-A thing, I can't swap out my dessert for a waffle fry, right? It's just dessert. Okay, I just wanted to
dessert.
clear that up. I love
Yes.
the waffle fries. What other events do you have going on during the Festival of Lights?
Well, we have the Felipe's Gift Galore Shop and Stroll in our original downtown area. And this year it has free horse-drawn carriage rides with Santa.
Oh, great.
And we've got free balloon creations by the Unique Twist. And there'll be free face painting, so lots of things for the kids, for the grown-ups. There'll be places to eat. There's a lot of unique shopping there. That is on December 1 from 1 to 4.
Okay, great. Jill, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you having here. Looking forward to this year's Felipe and the Parade of Lights. If
Thank
you
you.
want to know more, you can visit their website, which is Felipe, FOLEPI.org, or type in EP Festival of Lights on Facebook. Stay tuned. More happy half hour up next.
This is the East Peoria Festival of Lights. The Festival of Lights is over a month-long celebration.
Festival of Lights is just a fantastic event, but more than an event, it's a tradition. It begins the season right after Thanksgiving and just continues all the way through New Year's.
Starts with events like the Queen Pageant, then we go into the Parade of Lights.
We had Shop and Stroll, we had Small Business Saturday. Joseph is coming up.
Then the Winter Wonderland opens Thanksgiving night. Well, I think the biggest thing is the time of the year. It's obviously winter time, it's cold. You're able to stay in your cars. We've got a radio station that plays the music and kind of tells a little bit of history. I think it's one of a kind. I think there's drive-through wintertime festival park type things all over the country. The difference of ours is the floats. All those floats that are in the parade are homemade. They're three-dimensional, and you add those to the two-dimensional displays, and that's what makes us so much different than any other drive-through park that I've ever seen.
It's something that people just really feel it's worth it once they get through there. The one consistent thing that really makes a difference to me, and that is that twinkle in the children's eyes as they look at these lights or at the parade. You just can't put a price tag on that.
The kids, you can just hear them, how excited they are to see whatever their favorite displays are and their favorite floats.
Something probably they'll pass on to their kids and their kids' kids, because now we're looking at generational Festival of Light activities participants. In today's society, there's so much going on that, shall we say, isn't pleasant. And when you come to East Peoria and you go to the Festival of Lights, it's just an uplift of the spirit.
So the idea of the Levee District and decorating down there with Bass Pro and Santa Claus is to get people not only to go to Winter Wonderland, but hopefully to stop and shop or grab something to eat on their way into town or the way out of town. So hopefully that grows the amount of people that are staying in East Peoria.
When you leave one of our events, you feel happy. There's something to it.
So that was a really cool interview about Festival of Lights and in the video. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, going through we did the Winter Wonderland a lot. We drove through that and we went to the parade a few times. I remember because like we would be coming back from like it would be like our holiday event. Sometimes we do it before Thanksgiving, and literally we would get home and like drop off our stuff and then head to the parade right after that. It was. And you said you used to do the parade a lot?
We used to do the parade for years. There was one year when my sister and I were kids that my dad would go park his truck next to Shakey's, for those of you that remember where Shakey's was, and that he would go park it there in the morning, and then we'd drive back over and walk to where my dad would sit in the tailgate of his truck. Okay. He proved to us one year that he knew Santa. It's probably my favorite childhood memory. We were all bundled up, and he'd been telling us all day, girls, I know Santa. And we're like, Dad, okay, whatever. So then Santa comes along the parade route, and my dad, who's a very large man with a big booming voice, yells, "Hey, Red." And he looks down, "Well, hey, Brett, how are ya?" And waves at us. And my sister and I were like, Dad knows Santa. And to this day, you'll never convince me otherwise.
That's pretty cool. So you knew who to talk to if you didn't get what you were looking for.
Yeah, but we also knew, like, if Dad, like, cleared his throat, Dad knows Santa.
Yeah, it's like...
Be cool, man.
All right, pressure's on now. Like, you know, I know Santa knows if you're been good or bad, but
he wasn't kidding.
Now he has a narc.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah.
So, no, we were big Festival of Lights doing the drive-through. We used to do the walk-through display as well back when it was by the old or by the middle school, and now it's over at the municipal building where the library and city hall is, and that's always fun. I feel like that's one of those one of the events with the festival that is not as well known that is always really cool, and I feel like more people, you know, because they have this is a light up display they get to walk through, and it's
very
fun.
cool and it's very pretty.
It's like I don't know if it was like this with your family. We always had traditions of doing the same thing every year. It's like watching the Christmas movie.
Oh, yeah, you have to at least twice.
Well, that's become a tradition with us. But also, like, seeing the movie, everything's a tradition to them too. Like, they will go see the lights, and then they will they'll go pick out a tree, and then they'll have a flat tire. No, they'll go pick out the tree, and then they always go to the department store at the same time. But I know it's not Thanksgiving yet, and there's probably 100 people who are like, don't talk about holidays. It's not even Thanksgiving. Wait till Thanksgiving's. So we got a lot of fun stuff coming up the next weekend or so. I know the Civic Center, oh my gosh, how they were like, they were so packed this weekend. Like on Friday,
the Civic Center is killing it right now.
This is like their busy season.
There are so many things to go and do and see at the Civic Center right now. It's absolutely amazing. And they're constantly making announcements. It seems like daily of new events that are coming to the Civic Center. So I can't keep up. It's just like one day I'm looking, I'm like, oh yeah, Blake Shelton's here. Oh yeah, so-and-so's here. Oh yeah, so-and-so's coming. Well, I know last weekend they had Ghost, the metal band. They had Easter Seals tribute dinner, and they had the Riverman game home opener, which was the largest. All at the same night, right?
Yeah, I know people at work that were at least one of those events were saying they never have seen the Civic Center that packed before. So that's good, and I know they got a lot of stuff coming up. Jay Leno.
Yes.
Love Jay Leno.
I was like, come on,
everyone's gonna like
Jay Leno. Jay Leno impression.
Yeah, I just did mine, and it's probably really bad. Another cool one that I think a lot of people would find interesting is Ironsights Hockey. Ironsights, it's an all-veteran hockey team.
Oh, cool.
In the Peoria area. They're taking on the Chutes and Ladders.
Okay.
Which is the Central Illinois, first responders. It's police and firefighters, but it's one team. Usually they're battling each other. This is one team.
Okay.
They are playing each other this weekend, which is really cool. The Rivermen, on their season has already started, and they look like they're going to have an awesome team again this year.
Yes, very exciting.
Pekin has a Christmas bazaar. It's have a bunch of really cool vendors with different gifts and stuff.
Pekin has so many things coming up here in the next few weeks. We have our Christmas on Court event coming on November 30th.
Yeah.
That's from 5 to 8 down on Court Street. There'll be the horse-drawn carriages like there always are. The tree lighting ceremony. That is on Facebook. Enjoy Peoria has an event set up for that, so make sure you take a look. We're going to be featuring all of our participating businesses and things that you can expect this year.
There's a lot of fun holiday events coming up.
It's getting cold. We all just have to accept it, but that doesn't mean that there's nothing going on. There's so much going on in the area, especially during the holiday season.
And our calendar of events has them all.
Yes, yes.
Another one that starts Friday, and I have to note this because my fiance's in it, Elf the Musical.
So exciting.
Yes, I know, right? Buddy Elf.
Yes, you have to love. You have to. What's your favorite color? I mean, Buddy the Elf is the child inside all of us.
I really advocated myself to be Mr. Narwhal because it's like it's my favorite line in the whole show.
Yes.
And it's because it's just like his voice and everything. It's just like, whoa, wait, what?
Yeah, and it's a narwhal.
Yeah.
You know?
And I know they pretty much have sold out every show except they opened up a 2:00 show the first Saturday, so on the 10th.
Okay.
I know tickets are going really quickly for that. Because of that, they're going to do a 2:00 show next Saturday as well.
Okay, so where can people go to find the tickets?
Go to PeoriaPlayersTheater.com and go to the Peoria Players website or go to their Facebook page and they can guide you to get tickets because they open up those 2 shows and they're still selling tickets.
Oh, that's going to be so great. So great for them.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, yeah, a lot of fun stuff coming up in the next couple weeks. So.
Santa Claus 5K is coming.
Yes.
Registration is now open. If you go to Enjoy Peoria, you can register for Santa Claus 5K. That is Saturday, December 8th. The Santas are returning.
Yeah.
Dress up like Santa, run a 5K.
Be around Junction City,
yes.
Peoria and Peoria Heights area. I know the last couple years it's been cold. The first year, I don't know if you remember.
It was unseasonably warm.
It was 60, 70 degrees. People were like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this. It's 70 degrees out with the." It's like, well, it's supposed. It's December. It's not supposed. But then in Central Illinois,
knows no temperature.
Yeah. But the last couple years, it's been seasonably cold. What it's supposed to be. It's on par for the season, and everyone has a blast with that. It's a. It's a fun run. It's not supposed to be super competitive. You're dressed up in the Santa suit. It's supposed to be a lot of fun. And it's always so cool, like, to see the starting line and see all those people dressed up as Santa.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially those who aren't good at running, who are on the sidelines. Well, that's it for this week's show. Remember, if you're always looking for something to do, if it's a new attraction or a new restaurant or new store, or those fun holiday events coming up, just head over to our website, enjoypeoria.com, or visit us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and Enjoy Peoria. Thanks so much, and have a great week.
Have a good day. Go out and vote.
PeoriaLife.com